Boom. Ba doo ba doo ba dum. Boom.
Bum,
Ba
ba
doo
doo
ba
da
doo
doo
ba
da
dum.
dum.
Beep ba bow bow
Bum,
boom. Ba
ba
doo
doo
ba
da
doo
doo
ba
da
dum.
dum.
Beep ba bow bow boom.
Bum,
Ba
ba
doo
doo
ba
da
doo
doo
ba
da
dum.
dum.
Beep ba bow bow boom.
Bum,
Ba
ba
doo
doo
ba
da
doo
doo
ba
da
dum.
dum. We're the seniors. Happy Friday, everybody.
Friday the 14th.
Friday the 14th, which is not anything like the 13th. So we're clear, I think. Hi, guys. Welcome. We have extremely amazing guests coming up for you, so we will be improvising for you. And they are out of San Francisco. I'll give you a little bit more. I'm going to make it a surprise, a little bit like a surprise, I think. Yeah, I think
Like
we're
a
going to do
secret
that.
package.
It's like a secret package of awesome.
What's in here? Ooh.
Awesome. With that, hello, improv god.
Hello. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, improv god. You've been a naughty improv god this week in some corners of the improv god universe.
Yes. I took off my toga and I walked around my bathroom naked. And I didn't remember that I was live streaming on TikTok, and it was a whole thing, and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, that's enough, improv
I
god.
think he blinded some priests.
Well, that's the thing. It's okay, improv god. All is forgiven. You can forgive yourself because you are God. Hey, look, improv god. Um, we on our regular Facebook page, my Facebook page, there are a bunch of suggestions for the lovely ensemble coming up next, Binge Watch. Can you go and give me one that just some random one, and I can just pick a word out of there and go from there?
Would you? Yes. I see this one.
Give me the name of the person, so as always, we can make fun of them.
Oh, yes. Good idea. Well, the suggestion is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of Shield.
Agents
Do you remember?
S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's Marvel Comics.
That's Marvel Comics.
I have to talk to the TV god because that is a stupid name for a show.
Who was the person who gave us that?
Oh boy, he was right here a minute ago. I give him a moment.
Vanish into the ethereal. I absolutely understand.
Yes, he's gone.
It was Greg David Jones. Of course it was.
Of course, it was Greg David Jones. Thanks,
So
Greg
I
David
think
Jones.
we can pull agents from there. How's that?
Yeah, we can pull a lot of things out of
Oh,
there. Because it's a comic book, and what did we own?
Comic book store.
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Boom. Ba doo ba doo ba dum.
It's a nerd land,
Boom. Ba doo ba doo ba
a
dum.
big nerd land.
Bow.
Where's my books? They come in on Wednesday. Special indies come in on Friday.
Ba doo ba doo
You're
ba dum.
waiting in line, waiting for
Ba
your
doo ba doo
Agent
ba dum.
Shield,
Beep ba bow bow.
waiting for Archie and Betty,
Beep ba bow bow.
waiting so hard, waiting so hard.
Beep ba bow bow.
You
Ba doo
want
ba doo ba dum.
comic books so bad.
Ba doo ba doo ba
You
dum.
go to the movies,
Ba doo ba doo ba
you
dum.
get on TV,
Boom. Ba doo ba doo ba
and
dum.
then you live stream.
Boom. Ba doo ba doo ba dum.
Costume playing, boy, your cosplay is weird.
Beep ba bow bow. Boom.
Baby, you're not Batman.
Boom. Ba doo ba doo ba dum.
Are your parents alive?
Ba doo ba doo ba
You're
dum.
not Batman. You're not Batman. You're not Batman. I'm running extraordinarily low on backstock here.
Okay. I can put a sign in the window that says that we're looking for old comic books of all types and all sizes and all colors and all characters.
Okay, that would be great because there's two guys looking for Watchmen, and the only thing we have is 1 through 10 without 11 and 12.
That's a problem. I do have a bunch of little Lulus in the basement.
That has that wasn't even done by Alan Moore.
Yeah, but we can tell them it was.
They would kind of realize that it wasn't.
Depends. If they have that perspective as they're reading 1 through 10, they'll think, ooh, these last 2 issues are very esoteric.
I gotta ask you a question,
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hired me
Yeah.
not because I was smart.
Oh, well, no.
Because I am. I do the inventory. I make sure that you don't take the Mylar bags or the backer boards away
That's
for
right,
your
yeah.
own collection.
Right.
I do all of that.
Yeah.
You hired me because I was cute.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. And, when you're going into a comic book store, if you have a woman in there, more guys show up.
Hi, may I help you?
Yeah, what was I looking for?
You're looking for comic books.
Oh yeah, comic books. I need something that's it has one of them.
Look me in the eyes.
Yeah.
You're
a girl.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I was looking for something that's to fill my weekend. So I was thinking maybe I could read something that was like a series, and if you have all the issues, then I could read the whole series. Because last time I bought some comic books, they were missing an issue in the middle, and that really pissed me off.
I remember when I was working at Hepcat Comics. Every once in a while, somebody would come in and start talking in minutia about things not even comic book people cared about. Like if Alan Moore or Sienkiewicz or any of them were in a room with this guy, they would literally say, what the fuck is wrong with him? He would give meaning to things that didn't matter. He was a huge fan of Robert Crumb, a massive fan. And he used to come in and talk about the book that him and Harvey Pekar was writing. Well, Harvey Pekar came into the store 3 months after I told Harvey Pekar this story, and Harvey Pekar, literally said, the craziest people walk into the comic book store. Then he turned to another person and said, I wish these guys would get laid.
Yeah, I'm looking for something new to read because I just finished reading the Sandman Mystery Theater.
Yes.
And
that's the one that was before that. Actually, you read that's how many copies? That's 70 something copies.
Yeah, it's 70 issues plus an annual. And and what really pissed me off about that series, I think it was issue number 53, where they're at the bottom they normally number the pages, and in that one they did not number the pages. So when I read through it, I thought the ads were part of the story, and it kind of pissed me off.
All right. What are you looking for again? I'm sorry, you dropped your hearing aid.
Thank you. Whatever you want to sell me.
That's what I figured. Bump, ba-do-da-do-da-do.
All right. I thought I needed an extra session this week, so I thought I'd come in and have a session.
All right.
Because my sessions are normally on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays.
Could you take off your shirt, please?
Well, well, that's a problem.
Why is that a problem?
Well, I have this issue that's not to do with my chest. So I was thinking that maybe you could just talk me through it.
Well, that's great. I still need to go and get your regular pulse and your heartbeat.
Oh, there you go.
And that.
There
Thank you
you
very
go.
much. Just
There
hold
you go.
that right
Check my
there.
pulse.
Let me just get this.
I know not to talk when you're checking my pulse because that will eschew things.
Yes.
So I'll do
so
that. All
you
right.
can shut up now.
Okay, great.
Here we go. All right. Here, one moment. There's that beep. Okay. Your pulse is fine.
Well, let me tell you what the problem was.
Okay.
I bought one of those little things where you put your fingers on there and it gives you the reading, gives you your pulse and all that kind of good stuff.
Mhm.
And I used it last night and it told me I had no pulse.
So I spent the entire night thinking I was dead.
Okay, so you use the little pulse meters. Did you
Yeah.
actually get it from a medical center?
Oh no, I bought it off Amazon.
Did it happen to say Scientology? Did it say anything about thetans or anything of that nature?
Well, yeah, there was like a little symbol in the bottom corner, but I thought,
Okay,
whoever makes these, they all come from China anyway,
Well,
right?
that's
So
not
what's
that's not the
difference?
point, and that's really rude. Listen, that's not a machine, a medical machine. That's going to take your emotional status in the Church of Scientology. So
Oh,
that doesn't actually work.
thank God. I
Could
thought
you
I was.
take off your
I thought I
shirt,
was dead
please?
last
No,
night.
you were not dead. There might be another. You weren't hurt dead, but there might be another organ in your body that
All
might
right.
be dead.
If I have to take off my
Like
shirt,
your brain.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, you have a rash, sir. Hold on.
Oh.
And that's a pretty heavy wheeze. Sure. Okay. Thanks. It seems
But I have breath, right? I got a pulse.
you are definitely alive.
I'm halfway home.
There you go. Well, one will assume you will be halfway home, hopefully very soon.
Well, that's just
I know it's
speech.
a term.
It's kind of like what you say. If the dam holds and the river don't rise, it's that kind of thing.
Yes, I do understand. It's
Yeah.
a colloquialism.
Ah, yes, that's what it is.
Yes, indeed. Here's what I'm hearing, and just from that rash, it seems to me that you've either went outside at some point, and hit some kind of allergic reaction to maybe a plant, possibly poison ivy.
Oh, I'm growing poison ivory in my house.
Poison ivory.
Ivory, yeah. Well, that's what I thought it was when I bought it. I thought you could actually buy ivory. You could grow your own.
You can't grow ivory.
Yeah, it wasn't poison ivory. It was actually poison ivy.
Right.
And boy, was I surprised. But it's really pretty, and then it's been kind of growing all over the house because I have a hydroponic. And, I just figure I just let it grow. Every so often I clip it.
Right. You shouldn't really deal with poison ivy. I'm going to go and give you.
Yeah, see, that gave me a good idea. So I thought that was very decorative in my living room. So I put a big ragweed plant in my bedroom.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So
And
that's probably
that's
also
very attractive.
Well, that's the thing. If you have ragweed, that rash could also. These are the things I need to know before I write a prescription for cream. So
Salve.
Salve or cream.
Cream.
Right. So
I think salve would be the technical term. But I'm not a doctor.
No, you're not.
You want to call it cream? That's fine.
Thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. I have a degree from Harvard.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, so
is it in medicine?
Yeah. Okay, so I am. You just cracked me up because I've never had a patient this interesting.
I mean, people always tell you, "Oh, I have a degree," but they never really tell you what it is. And a lot of times you go in the doctor's office, they go, "Oh, I have a degree." Well, they never say a degree in medicine. They say, "I have a degree."
So you think that
I got a degree too?
Yeah, but it's not in medicine. You don't have MD behind your name.
I could put MD behind my name.
That would make you an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to.
You have a strange bedside manner.
I see. So I'm going to give you.
So it isn't medicine.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yes.
So
what kind of medicine? Do you specialize, or are you a GP?
I'm a GP.
Oh, that's good.
Okay,
that's good.
So
I didn't mean to ask you that because I've been coming in every other day, so I never.
I'm gonna get you some cream. I'm going to get you some cream
or some balm,
or some salve. So I need to know at least you have poison ivy in your house and you have ragweed.
Ragweed, yeah.
Are you apparently you're allergic to one of them? What were you standing the closest by?
Yeah.
When you found out this was happening.
Oh, when I got that?
Uh-huh.
I was actually standing next to some roses.
You're standing next to roses?
Yeah, I got a big rose bush out in front of my house. And I thought, it'd be great. I could pick some roses and put them inside the house and maybe put them in a vase.
Vase.
Yeah. But when I went out there and then I clipped some off, they got little spokies on there. They got little things that prick your finger. Why do they have that? I have no idea. But I clipped them off and I brought them back and I put them in a little vase. And then, then what happened was I started getting all these red blotches all over my chest.
Are you sure they're roses?
They look like roses. They're red.
Okay, what I'm going to do is
They look like flowers.
I'm almost mhm.
Yeah.
So
But
instead
then
of
again, weeds have like they flower too. They have those little yellow things that pop up, so they kind of look like
okay,
flowers.
so what
but
I'm
they're
going
not
to do
really
is
flowers. They just say it's
you're not
flowering.
even listening to me
Okay.
anymore, aren't you?
No, I am.
Okay, so
Because you're an MD
I am, and you've come
with a
to
degree.
see me with a degree.
You're a GP.
I'm a GP.
So that means you know a little bit of everything,
Yes.
but you don't specialize in anything.
Wow.
Well, that's true.
Why are you here?
Because I have this rash on my chest.
I see that.
Thank you.
So you came to me to give me, for all purposes, grief.
Well, you remember, a couple days ago when I came in and I had that rash on my
What do you
derriere.
do for a living?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You should ask that.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't work.
You don't.
No. Dad was really rich,
Of course he
and
was.
he left me this big trust
son
fund.
of a bitch.
So I really don't have to work.
Rich.
And I remember before my dad died, he said,
hard all the time.
follow,
I get to go and have
your
to give
heart.
fucking this guy.
And I decided to follow my heart. And my heart is staying home and watching television.
Wrong with them. Oh no. So here's the thing, and that's absolutely lovely for
Thank you.
Listen,
So that means I really don't work.
yes, thank you. I'm going to give
Well,
you.
I guess I would partially work.
Let me finish. Sorry.
Your bedside manner again.
I'm going to give you some cream,
Okay.
cortisone,
Okay.
and I'm going to give you a very low dosage of Zoloft.
That'll help with my rash.
No, but the next time you come in, it sure as hell will help me.
Oh, okay.
Boom. Ba-do-da-do-da-dum. What happened to Bill's comic book collection?
Which one?
Well, all his books are gone.
Yeah.
He was going to come back from Stanford and pick up his books.
Yeah, I know.
What happened here?
I sold them.
Oh my fucking God.
What?
You can't sell your child. He's going to be back. Do you realize that was his main collection?
Yeah, I know, but what's the point of collecting those things? Once you read them, you're done with them.
That's not the point.
They just take up room.
You don't talk to Bill, do you? Bill was going to take these books that are now gone as just, loose backer boards.
Yeah.
He was going to take them and he was going to pay for and so we didn't have to pay. He showed me Detective number 27.
Well, they're not really books. People call them books.
Shut it down.
I just want to be,
Have
exact.
you? Does shut it down.
Okay.
Shut it down. I'm going to show
All
you. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this conversation.
Okay.
Sit down. All right. Here we go. I've been doing research on what we used to have in this house.
Right. His books.
Detective 27.
Yeah.
That's in the condition he had, which was good condition.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is, dumbass.
He should have took them with him.
He was trying to. He didn't have enough room, and then you were the dumbass who didn't tell either of us.
Well, I told him.
What is your problem?
What?
What is your...
I told him if they were that important, he should put them in his trunk of his car and take it with him.
But if he puts them in the trunk of the car, because I've done the research on this, they're going to get moldy in the car. Now, he could have kept them in the Mylar and the backer boards, but that's not the point. The point is he needed to keep them in a cool space that wasn't going to possibly get rained on because his car is at the university and he doesn't have covering and it rains.
Oh.
It rains.
Well, I thought about that when I sold all those. And I found that they actually put them into hardback books. So I bought him like 4 hardback books.
No.
He's got the stories.
Listen. Stop talking.
Oh.
Just stop talking.
All right.
What if I took your wine collection down in the basement?
Right.
Right?
Well, that's expensive.
So were those books.
Yeah.
Detective 27 and Superman 2 you sold. That could have bought the rest of our fucking house. Where did you put that money, by the way? Who did you give them to?
Well, the guy at the local comic book store, he said, "Oh, I can give you a good deal on these." He goes,
And
"These are kind of rare." So, he gave me $500 for the bunch, and I thought, well, that's a great deal. I guess I underestimated after showing me there in that guide. Should have got like 550 or something, or 600.
that entire collection I did the research on was
Yeah.
roughly about $500,000.
Well, I got a 1% of the money.
Why are you being like this? If I took your fucking wine,
Yeah. Well,
why
you wouldn't do
don't
that.
you have any remorse?
You like wine.
I can do without wine because you'll never get $500,000 for anything that's in our basement. Not a goddamn thing. And the thing is, you don't even listen. You don't even care. You just want to keep making excuses, sweetheart, over and over. You've not only done it with this man's comic books because Bill is a man now. The man is 28 years old, and you treat all of us like it doesn't matter if you're wrong. You'll never admit that you're wrong. I gotta ask you, what the fuck is your problem?
I don't think things mean anything. I think it's people that mean things. I don't think possessions really matter.
So I can sell your wine collection
You can if you want.
because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and reimburse our child who does believe in material possessions.
He'll learn.
One day he'll learn, but until now, we're gonna have to pay for the rest of his college because you sold all his books off before he could. Apologize to him.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love you,
I know you do.
and that's what's important.
Oh, you dumb. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That got intense at the end, didn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely happy to bring to our internet stages, as Hans moves away, to our internet stages, two of the funniest people I know. They're from San Francisco. They have been touring all over the country. They have their own YouTube channel and also their social media. I highly recommend you check them out the moment you finish watching them because you will be impressed. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Diana Brown and Mr. Dan Wilson are from San Francisco, California. Binge Watch.
Oh no. Da, da, da.
There we go. Awesome.
Oh my goodness, what an honor to be here. Thank you, Sean Landry and Hans Summers. Dan,
Diana,
we're Binge Watch.
we are binge watch. It's true. I was just so overwhelmed by this transmortification of red to blue, and yet we are still red, and yet there was no blue. It's just blowing my mind, man.
So much to take in. I have something else for you to take in. You're not going to believe this.
Bring it on.
There's an improv god.
You know, is his name Mike? I've often heard in theaters of the god Mike.
You shall not speak my name.
It wasn't in vain. Wasn't in
No,
vain.
it's totally cool. That is my name.
Wow, improv god. I didn't know your name was Mike. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys too. It's so good to be here. I'm a big fan. I'm also a big fan.
God,
That's
God is a fan.
fantastic. Wow.
Dan,
Well, gods. Mike, the theater god, improv god, might know what we do. Being a fan, other folks might not know what we do. And what we do is we take shows that you love to binge watch and we mash them together into a new show. And there's been a thread on Facebook all day asking folks what they love to watch. And oh, God, Mike, could thou bestow upon us a couple of shows?
Yes. The first show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer by Erica Castillo requested that. And the second one is Mad Men, which was requested by Duff Gordon.
Thank you to both of those wonderful humans for giving us these suggestions. We are now going to take these two shows, mash them together, and make a whole new show. So, please enjoy the very first episode of
Sexist Monsters.
Hi.
So glad you could make it. It's nice to see something fresh around these parts.
I've gotten in a lot of trouble for being fresh.
Well, you know, I like me some trouble.
You look like trouble in a suit, a sharkskin suit.
Well, it's not technically shark, although it certainly isn't anything that you'd find in the ocean, let's just say.
So, the agency sent me here, and apparently it involves a lot of night work.
Oh, completely. See, the thing about our particular firm here is that we deal in words and images and invocations and summonings and the occasional exorcism, just your standard PR activities.
So I heard words, and then I heard summonings, and then I heard PR. So maybe sometimes I'll have to serve someone to go to court.
How are you with throwing objects like pieces of wood, blades, holy water?
Well, I throw tantrums now and again if I don't get my typing isn't involved, is it? Because I'm not really so good with the typing.
Typing is a secondary issue.
Oh, good.
I'm more concerned about what you can do in the night. And I mean that in all sorts of different ways. How old are you exactly? I should make sure before I go any further.
I'm legal.
You're legal. Okay. Yes, I'd like to know what you can do in the night.
Huh. Well, usually I get dinner before we have that kind of conversation.
Where do you think the ideas for advertising come from?
Oh, God.
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh.
It comes from the other place.
The other place? So if it's not God, it's... Oh.
When you're ready, I'll show you the basement of this building. Some call it, colloquially, a hellmouth.
I know what that is. My former mother-in-law had one. Sorry, little joke. You make me nervous is all. I mean, you're so handsome. Here you are on Madison Avenue, and I gotta say something.
I'm all ears.
I've been following your career, and you don't age. Ever.
No. I would say that my work keeps me young, and that would be true to a certain extent because, well, I did sell my soul.
Oh, everybody in advertising says that.
Yes, but not everyone has the contract.
Oh. I don't know what you mean, but I have a feeling that it's serious and maybe even a little dangerous.
We didn't bring you in here because of your typing score, young lady.
That's
We brought you in because we've had you under observation. Sorry, the death language occasionally takes over my mouth.
You say things I don't understand, but they make me a little excited. The death
You have
language?
Yes. The death language occasionally takes over lips and tongue and turns him into an incomprehensible babble, one which only speaks to those demons down below, those voices in the night, the ones you hear and shudder, the ones that speak in your ears and make you scream, the ones that you know are your own kin. That's right, I know more about you.
The mail room?
Below that.
There's nothing lower than the mail room.
You have much to learn. May I call you by your given name?
Huh. If you can pronounce it.
Babadook.
No one's
O'Malley.
ever been able to pronounce it. I usually just go by Babs.
Babadook, I think you're going to be an amazing asset. Despite your obvious ignorance of your potential, I'm going to drain you dry.
That sounds terrifying and exciting. I'll work overtime if it's going to help my career.
Oh, Babadook, there are so many things you'll do for me to earn your career. Believe me.
Yeah.
I just, sorry,
Speak. It will be
I'm just a
one of
little,
the last chances.
you make me kind of nervous sometimes, and it just makes me a little dry in the throat.
Oh, yes. Yes. You don't mind if I don't look directly at you. It's something about your countenance and your lack of confidence that makes me queasy.
Makes you want to avert your eyes. No, I understand. I get that a lot. I mean, ever since high school, women have looked away from me. I mean, except for that one woman, but she turned out to be a bug. Sorry.
High school. It does bring out the fragile human part of us, doesn't it?
Oh, completely. I mean, sorry, I'm just a little intimidated by you, if you don't mind my saying so, Charlotte. May I call you by your first name, Charlotte? I know that that's a power move around here.
What do you think?
Sorry, Ms. Summers. I don't know what I was thinking.
That's better.
Ms. Summers, you do know that they've brought in a new Slayer at the executive level, an admin.
No one informed me there was a new Slayer on premises.
I did. I mean, I'm on your side. I am completely.
You seem to be. You seem to be. What's the word? Oddly obsequious. That too.
Well, you have to get ahead in this business, and the only way to get ahead is to either, murder the undead or attach yourself to somebody of, if I may say so, great power and beauty.
And you are not willing to murder the undead.
I'm willing. I'm just not very good at it.
Let me bring up your file.
Oh, you don't really need to. That's fine. I mean, there's not anything there that you'd want to look at. It's completely.
Interesting.
I wouldn't call anything about me interesting.
High school. While the girls were ignoring you and the teachers were turning into giant bugs, you developed.
Okay, fine. I slept with a teacher. Fine. Now you know, okay?
I can use that. Tell you what. I'm going to put you in charge of training the new Slayer. Yes, you.
You want me to train her?
Yes. Those who can do, those who can't train.
Of course, perfect. What can I possibly do for you in exchange? I mean, I'll do anything for you that you want, no matter how demeaning, sad, or possibly sexual.
Say that again.
I will do whatever it takes for you, no matter how sad, demeaning, or possibly sexual.
Oh, I see a raise in your future.
My first act will be to buy you a giant bottle of gin.
You know the way to my heart.
I've studied.
Now, excuse me, I need to go crush someone. Yeah. Okay. This is a tall building.
Hi.
No. No, I didn't see you here.
It's okay. Nice to meet you. You be Ms. Babsaduk?
Close enough. You can call me Babs. Sorry, I try not to let gentlemen see me in my glasses. Men never make passes at girls who wear glasses. Or so I
Well,
must.
don't worry. I'm sorry, I spoke over you.
It's okay. People do it all the time. Yeah. It's warm in here.
It is. It's from all the hellish energy that comes up from the vents and the floor.
Yeah, they
told you?
You make me nervous. So nervous. Yeah.
I don't make anyone nervous. I make people cruel, mostly.
Oh, I could see that. There's a certain quality to you that makes you want to, what's the word? Kick you like a dog showing its belly.
You know,
That person?
You know, the thing about this place is that it changes you over time. It makes you realize that deep down, we're not the kind, compassionate souls we think we are, but we're actually cruel, heartless beings with only one goal: to take over, to dominate, and to rule. And within that, we find ourselves deciding that we ultimately need to do this through possession of people and of things. By Marlborough. Sorry, that happens sometimes. You just get the muse of advertising takes you over, and you just start monologuing as if your words were the most important thing in the world.
Oh, I mean, I understand. When I find a perfect lipstick, something red and satiny that you move across your lip with the promise of a kiss of tomorrow, with the promise of a life worth living, by Revlon. Whoa!
That was amazing. It usually takes folks weeks to tap into the ether.
Oh my goodness. I have an urge right now to tell people about a Frigidaire range, because a Frigidaire will make your husband's meal hot and wholesome, just like America, by Frigidaire. My voice changes when I do that.
It's no longer you who's speaking, but it's
God?
It's the force speaking through you. It's not a good force, but it's a certainly very effective one.
Oh, that's right. It's not up there. It's down there.
Look, Babs,
Yeah.
my job here is to train you, but my gods, given how fast and how well you've channeled the ether on your very first day, I have to think that I could learn more from you than you from me.
Well, there are some things I could probably teach you. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, good, you're legal. You just look real young.
I've got a baby face and also a baby body, and I'm afraid also a baby penis, but probably a little early to tell you that.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. But, you know, size isn't everything.
No, it's the only thing. I mean, have you seen the CEO's member? It looks
Yeah.
like it's belong. You haven't had a very busy first day, haven't you?
Well, he called it orientation, and it started last night.
That's the way things work around here. You know,
What?
there is no better time to be alive than 1968, especially as a beta male and a woman.
You know, I've been having thoughts about things like equal pay and what mascara will actually what?
No, those aren't the kinds of words you speak here unless you're using them to sell a product.
Oh, but
But
somewhere
sincere.
down in my viscera, that was on my vocabulary word of the day calendar. In my viscera, I have a sense of wanting something. It starts with an E. It's not an elephant. And it's not an egret. Equality. Yeah.
No. Come here. Come close. Come close.
What?
You have to realize that we're not just being watched by the humans here, but we're being watched by the very forces of darkness. Sincerity will get you killed.
Sincerity? Is she the head of HR?
Yes, but she's not the only one. There is a way, however. The slayers of the agency have been used for a long time to slay the opponents of advertising. But there is a rumor that one would come who would slay the power structure itself. That may be you.
Me?
Babs, I think you could be the true slayer. The one who would actually kill advertising itself.
Me. Oh. I knew today was going to be different.
So sorry we didn't tell you about the new arrival. I figured you'd find out soon enough, and I do so like the surprise on your face when you've been taken advantage of.
I bet you do. Oh, I bet you do.
It's nothing personal, mind you. It's just that we needed some fresh blood, and it was easier to hire someone than to drain more corpses.
You didn't even inform me there was going to be a new Slayer on board. That wasn't very kind.
Slayer is such an antiquated term. I prefer market counterintelligence. That's a good word, don't you think? It's got a certain ring to it.
Look, it was bad enough when you started taking meetings with Ogilvy. It was bad enough when you decided to sell my life story to Adweek. It was bad enough when you told me you didn't love me anymore. But this, you've gone too far.
My dear, you should know by now. Always read the packaging. Read the disclaimers. Listen to the things spoken rapidly and quietly at the end of the message. For I do love you, all terms apply. And I do cherish you, as long as this offer is valid in these states.
And I trusted you to have my best interest at heart, but that is not in Maryland or in other parts of DC.
Exactly. You can trust me as far as you can get me across state lines, which you know is not allowed for me anymore.
And I remember why. God, that was a good night. We did so many things that we should live to regret that night.
We shall live to regret it.
It's the night we signed the contract with Marlborough.
It was a glorious contract with a great golden parachute. Granted, we're now 98% cancer, but what does it matter as long as we look good?
You still look good.
So
Really?
do you, darling. So we take this under the table, on the table, around the table.
I think we have to table it for now. But I'll tell
Oh,
you.
come on now.
Oh, come on now yourself. You expect me just to jump on to the fabulous Formica table with you right now? See, you've got me stuttering. I can't even. I loved you, damn you. I loved you, and I needed you, and I thought something like our own ad agency of undead participants. But no.
The problem is that you believed in love. And love is nothing more than a promise that is as empty as the air we breathe. It reveals the desperation even in our darkened, tattered, and corrupted souls, that need for belonging, that need to have something bigger than ourselves, that need to grasp hold of the eternal. Calvin Klein's obsession for men.
I've been hearing things.
God, I love it.
Fluttering in my, what's the word? Viscera. Where I hear the call of a word. It's a word I heard that little Slayer say, and I never thought it would be a word I needed to bring into myself, but I hear it on the wind, in the water. I hear it in the spray of a new cologne. I hear it in the cry of a baby being swaddled by a pamper. And the word is equality.
Would you care for one?
I think I want to stay clear-headed.
Well, that's entirely up to you. It's 12 year.
You know my weakness.
Yes. It's wearing my clothes right now.
Damn you, you handsome devil. You can sell anything to anyone, and you sold your heart to me, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker, and now?
You're hooked.
And I want my money back. But we both know I'll not be getting that. Promise me
You're
one
not
thing.
getting- I'll promise you whatever I damn well please.
God, you're a bastard. I love you for it. Promise me that when you decide it's time that I go, you tell me to my face.
Oh, I'll definitely do that. I wouldn't miss that expression for the world.
You'll relish it.
Until then, take off your dress.
Damn you. Hey!
Hello. Don't mind me. I'm supposed to be here.
So am I.
Oh, God. That was an amazing transformation. I thought you were one of them for a moment.
Less a demon here.
Yeah.
Why did the demon cross the river Styx?
I don't know. I wasn't very good at riddles. I can't rhyme either.
You can't rhyme?
No, but why did the demon cross the river Styx? I'd like to know very much. Would be very nice indeed.
Demon crossed the river Styx to get to the other side, didn't he? Stupid joke. I didn't write it, but I like it a lot.
Did you torture the one who taught it to you?
Of course I did. It's my job, isn't it? Well, it's part of my job. Mail room attendant, parking attendant, torture the undesirable employees. It's my job.
They've got me on janitorial services. It's my job to remove the bodies, if you will. I get to eat whatever I find.
Lucky bastard. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
You know, they said that... What?
Go on.
No, I was just going to say is they promised me that if I came up from the depths, that I could achieve great things.
They
And I
told me
have.
the same thing. It was in a brochure. I was just minding my own business in the third circle of hell, and this really slickly dressed man wearing a shark skin suit walked right up to me, and he said, you have the earmarks of a flunky that I could manipulate.
You know what I like to do?
What?
I like to manipulate them. Sometimes I'll discorporate myself and I'll have them breathe me in. And I'll give them ideas, I do. And they think it's the ether. They think that they're going to sell the souls of mankind, but I'll give them terrible ideas, I do. I give them terrible ideas.
Wait a minute. Did you work on the Edsel campaign?
I did. I convinced them it was the next greatest thing on wheels.
You are my hero.
I also convinced them to change writers for the last season of Star Trek. Spock's brain was me. It was me.
If I
Space
weren't
hippies,
so
also me.
If I weren't so impressed, I'd hate you right now because I loved that series until the end.
That's the thing. It was inspiring people. It was giving them hope. We can't have that. We need them craving the impossible, not reaching for the possible.
Right, because the very nature of advertising is to keep it just out of reach, just out of reach.
Yes. The craving makes them mad, and the mad makes them cruel, and the
And the
cruel
cruelty
gives
makes
us...
them spend.
Yes.
Spend. As the money flows from their hands into the banks and the commerce, into the coffers and the pockets of the rich, a brutality descends on the land. Bailouts happen. Beautiful, beautiful, horrible things.
But only for the wealthy. The rest, they crave and they crave and they spend and meet the craving, and they can't meet their needs. Then they turn it on their loved ones with cruelties large and small because they need what they can't satisfy, and they blame the others for their want.
Credit cards, predatory lending, and inflated payments caused by introductory offers.
I wish those were mine. Oh, I wish those were mine, but those belong to Chalcedon. I shall be like him someday.
You dare speak his name. You speak his name.
I'll speak whoever's name I want to. I can do that. I feast upon the flesh of this world, and that makes me mighty. I also eat rats, but, you know, just for a change of pace.
From you. Thank you. We are Binge Watch.
And yes,
Thank you so
they
much.
are.
Yay.
Yay! Can you hear us, Ted? Can you hear us, Ted? Yes, because all sorts of crazy, magical, whimsical things. Hey, can you bring up at least two of them so we can ask them where do they perform next? Where is their next gig?
We perform in the ether itself, but not the demonic ether, the more benign internet ether. But you can find us on our YouTube channel. So if you go to Binge Watch Improv on YouTube, you will find a lot of our in-person live shows as well as our in-person internet live shows.
Yeah, we have a show coming up on the 22nd of this month, so tune in if you can. And I just want to thank you again for letting us come and play in your magical wonderland. Thanks so much to Improv God.
Oh,
Thank you,
Improv
God
God,
Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean and Hans.
Happy
Your
to be
set was
here.
delightful and magical, and now I need to go to the comic book store.
Go to the comic book store because you will find your true love there that smells of lovely book smell.
Old book smell.
And new
Lovely
book
book
smell.
smell.
And new book
Oh.
smell. And with that, next week. Oh, that's so nice. Put that up back on the screen again. Oh,
This is the absolute Sandman. This is
Oh, the Neil
full
Gaiman
tie.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just picked up literally.
I've been reading the Matt Wagner Sandman Mystery Theater.
Yeah, literally, our life
right.
is improv. That is, yeah, that is want. I so want that.
This is a beautiful. This is a 5-volume set.
It is absolutely gorgeous, Dan.
Really
so
is.
yeah, did you? Where did you get it in San Francisco? Plug that place too. Or did you get it online?
I sadly got it years ago online.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I got it from the place named after a river that we no longer support because they're evil.
Right.
It was a simpler time.
Yes, it was.
But most comic shops, if you ask for Absolute Sandman, they probably have like 1 or 2 copies, probably in a place of honor in the store. So
We will actually check that
now
out.
with the
because I would
Audible
love-
release.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The thing is, it's just, we, as you know, I don't, you've been to my house in San Francisco, but pretty much this entire room around this green screen is nothing but comic book artwork. So we've been leaning more towards getting lithos of paintings and then just getting the classic stuff. Because for your birthday, I ended up getting you an entire series of.
Oh, you got me the next volume for the Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Yeah, we've been
after the Neil Adams, collection,
one.
the next one.
Yeah, and we're about to nerd out before we have to get off. Because someone's coming up, nerd out. That sounds actually really sexual and nasty, but I don't care anymore. Woo! Guys, I love you so much. Next week, we will have a brand new guest who will be absolutely wonderful, and we will tell you more. But until then, come and check out them on Binge Watch. This will rebroadcast tomorrow on all of the seniors improv comedy social media. I'm Sean Landry.
Han Summers.
We're Landry and Summers. We're the seniors. Hey, Improv God.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, Improv God.
Oh, hello.
Thank you, Improv God.
You should thank me.
Who should I thank?
No, don't thank me. Don't do that. No.
I am